For too many years, families of children with devastating illnesses have felt helpless as they watch their child suffer. Today, they're taking matters into their own hands and finally finding relief treating their child with cannabis. These are their stories.
Welcome to another episode of Love and Cannabis. I am Nina Simmons.
And I am Osirisand.
And we are the proud parents of Aiden Stephan.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode.
Hello.
So this episode is, how can we say, a interesting one because it's a reflection. It's our 10-year anniversary today.
Yes, it's our 10-year anniversary of marriage today. So we don't have a guest, and we've been having, it's kind of weird. We don't have a guest. We've been having a guest speaker series for a couple of months now.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, but we thought it'd be...
It's being our anniversary.
It'd
be about us and just reflecting our time together, doing a bid. And we're still here. Even during COVID, we're still here. And we lived through it. I mean, we lived through a lot. I mean, what is it? So it's 10 years of marriage. But prior to that, we were together for about, 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years of dating, courting.
It was a whole lot of courting. It's funny, right? When you start dating, you just have all kinds of energy, so many interests, and just constantly going at it like rabbits.
And things change a lot once you get married, especially when you have a child, right?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, remind me. Everything changes. Everything stops. Literally just like somebody just turned off the faucet. Like, hey, what the hell happened? I didn't pay the bill? But I would have to say that it's been a really an interesting journey. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
A roller coaster on all levels. I mean, emotional, mental, physical, financial. I mean, I think we've seen it and been through it all.
Yeah. So in prepping for this podcast, and I took a walk and I just tried to reflect on the 10 years of marriage, and as the same thing I thought, it's been a roller coaster. I mean, when you do your vows, you say what for sickness
and in health,
and
and death too, right? Or is that death do us part?
Yeah, that means it's forever. So we.
You don't sound too excited when you got to that forever part. Oh yeah, that's that forever thing. Read the fine print.
Take it one day at a time.
Oh my God.
So we've been through everything. We've been through not even so much. Now we're not talking about Aiden, but our individual different sicknesses. We've been through that. Of course, job loss, having to rebuild ourselves financially.
Yeah.
Which is kudos to us. We both had to come together as a team to rebuild ourselves, or rebuild our credit. We build our, we had to learn certain things, and we did that in terms of finances.
But that was with everything. I mean, finances is very important. I mean, I think a lot of couples go through that, where now it's like, before now, they start dating, like, let me check your credit score. Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to get into a situation where you get with somebody and they have a ball and chain of debt behind them.
I don't think couples do that.
You'll be surprised.
Check credit scores before you get married.
Some people do.
Some people do, but I don't know. I don't know if everyone does that.
It's a different time. It's a different time. We are in a different time because, again, when you take that last name of that person, you take everything that comes with it too. And that was one of the things that we did, because I know my credit score wasn't up to par, and that's why I was like, you know what, let me clean that up. And when we got married, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna allow her to have my last name, because then, what goes with, came with me, it will go on to her. So let me handle that. Let me clean that up. And which I'm very happy I've taken care of that. But that took some discipline, like everything else. Because there was times where I just wanted to ignore it, thinking it was going to go away, and it doesn't. It doesn't go away. You got to look at it, face it, and just figure out a game plan. And I think that's what helped our relationship in a sense too, as well, because we had to trust each other that we were doing what's right for the both of us, because we're a collective. Because there's sometimes, we get in our moments where we just want to do our own thing. But you realize at the end of the day, it's a us thing.
It is.
No
And
matter
I
what you
think
try to do.
no matter what you try to do, there's so many couples that, say it's like, that's his money, or but when it comes down to it, it's a us thing. Everything is a us thing.
Well, yeah. Remember when we first, before we decided to have Aiden, we talked about like what's going to be our value system. Like, what are the things we value in putting this family together? What are the things that we will and will not do? And I think one of the examples was that we stated to each other, it's like, if we ever get in a debate over something or an argument over something, that we would not do it in front of Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
We would not get into a fight. We would not escalate our voices in any way that would trigger or let him see it happen. That was one of our sound agreements. And the other agreements that we've had was, if we both don't agree on something where it's like at a stalemate, we don't make a move.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And I appreciated that, because that helped, because it allowed us to evaluate each other's, views, points of view of what what we were trying to deal with. So, that gave us time to talk about it. Especially we didn't make it to a pressing issue, because it would have been just almost like a power trip. Who's gonna be right? Who's gonna get their way?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help in a relationship.
I think, just ask you a question. What have you, in the 10 years, yes, what have you learned about yourself?
So whatever I say can and will be used against me?
I mean, yeah, it's a podcast, so.
Alrighty then. What have I learned about myself? I think one of the things that I've learned, that I am more patient than I thought I was. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, but I am more patient. Before I was impatient.
So you've gotten more patient over the years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was totally impatient. I mean, even having conversations with people, and if I know what they're saying, I'm ready to fill in their blanks. That time, like, as you're talking to them, they're like, before they can get the word out, I already said it. I've stated it. I've learned to stop doing that. I've learned to listen more. Gotten some more compassion, really. I've been very more compassionate. What are the other things? Be a bit more trusting in letting things go. Don't have to hold on to a lot of things, because that tended, drain me at times. It really did. It wore on me. I was like, dude, let the shit go. So what? She keeps the toilet seat down. It's all right.
So
what? She left that last dish in the sink. It's not gonna kill you. So she, it's those things you tend to give up. It's like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself because that glass is just sitting in the sink all by itself.
It's not that serious.
But for me, it was always, it's either that or the laundry. But with everything else going on, it's like, you took the time out to stress this. Yeah, you just got too much time on your hands. And I've learned to work through that, because I see the world in a different way. I feel like things have to be organized. Things have to happen in a pattern. I look at the life in a pattern. But if something's out of place, it throws me off. It's almost somewhat autistic or something, or OCD in a way with that. But in a relationship, it's kind of challenging because you're like, why aren't you like me? Why don't you see the things I see? Why don't you do what I do? And it's not the case. It's not the case. So, same question for you. You know, what have you learned about yourself in the past 10 years that I don't know?
Oh, I learned that there is different things that I did not resolve from, I could say childhood, teenage years, early adulthood, that were trickling in to the marriage. And I would get triggered very easily by certain buzzwords. and I had to take a step back, and first I was blaming you. Oh,
So you were psychologically abusing me?
in my head, I guess. So in my head, it's like, it's him. He's annoying. He
I would say the same thing about you.
he's So in my head, I'm like, he's annoying. He triggers me. He doesn't know what to say. He just says the wrong things at the wrong time. He's insensitive. Doesn't have empathy. So,
Did you leave anything out?
but a lot of the times I was really getting upset for really nothing that really had to do with you. So I had to take a step back and kind of analyze why, I was getting mad, and I think I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, only 16 years later.
Hey, it's better now than later, So
Yeah, until you collect the insurance policy. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, next question, since we're doing a Q&A. For you, what would you like moving forward? What would you like to see more of or less of
Less
in our
clothes,
marriage?
Less clothes.
Me either way. Let's go.
Like, take it back to when we first started dating. That would help. It help with the visual effects, those down days. But I know when you have a kid, your sweatpants and t-shirt all day long.
Okay, so you'd like to see less clothes on me.
Everybody has a wish list. But seriously, what would I like to see? This would be more on my part, I guess. More family time. I'd like to see us do more family time, because I get caught up in trying to do too much of other things and not spend enough family time, despite everything I've been through. More of, I guess, us doing, you and I doing like more business idea things. Things that I like to do. Like to see us get involved in, pushing a business idea, working together as a partnership. But I know that that's not your thing to a certain extent. Certain things you'd be willing to do if it's within your, how you could say, your scope.
Bandwidth.
Yeah, bandwidth. Yeah, definitely. Hugs are great. Hugs are a great thing.
Yes, I guess that's the one thing. I can try to be more affectionate. I am not a touchy person, or,
Yeah, I know.
so I could try to be more affectionate.
Yeah, I'm not asking for much. Just a hug. Hell, I'll take a high five.
Fist pump?
Fist bump. Well, there's COVID.
Elbow pump?
Yeah, I'll take an elbow bump.
You take whatever.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I can work on that. Like, I didn't really come from a household that, was very affectionate. So it's very awkward for me to give affection.
I can understand that. I came from an affectionate home, so my mom was always the huggy kissy. Always hugging no matter what. Kissing you all the time. Touchy feely. So yeah, that's so, us starting to date, I was like, wow, she doesn't really give hugs. Not about the kissy stuff. I'm like, It's gonna be interesting. So I would have to say that for the first few years, I felt like I was being deprived. I'm like, just need to make human contact. I am drowning in an empty void. Please touch me. Hold me. Oh my God. So it was some like empty moments. Even after an intimate night, you get to hug and cuddle. I think it lasted about 15 seconds. You're like, all right, get off me.
Yeah, I like to sleep alone.
Yeah, we're like, wait. There's times I would have like to check to see if you're on the bed. I'm like, where the hell is she? Like, all this room.
Yeah. I don't like to sleep in a spoon position, as people would call it.
Yeah, the spooning. I was like, wow. And I actually, too, I remember one time, do you spoon? Not really. I'm like, should I leave the money on the table? What?
Actually, I do accept tips.
All right, so question for you, though. So, if there was something that you would change, what would have been in our relationship? Like, what would you have changed?
I think we just started to develop this open communication. I wish we would have had that in the beginning, so we would have been on the same page earlier.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, so basically stop lying to each other off the bat. Just kidding.
So I want to address something.
Oh, shit.
This is before we wrap up.
Wrap up. We're just getting started.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So there have been times in our past episodes where you have said little sly comments about the lack of sex or intimacy, as if you're never getting anything.
so you mean being starved?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, based on my previous experience and standards and expectations, I would have to say yes.
So in terms of so
Remember, I was single, so it was like, yeah.
So in terms of a married couple, how many times a week do you feel that a married couple should have sex, or you want to have sex? Not you per se, a weekly.
Well, you know what? It's kind of
For you, it doesn't matter.
I got you. I totally understand. It's, when you apply all the other things that come along in a marriage, I mean, if you're having the long work hours, you're having a child that you got to, keep an eye on because of ailments. So it's kind of hard, to put a number on it. My expectations were or are at least fair enough 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Allow time for recovery. Allow, downtime, uptime, things like that. Or whenever available, in a sense that, there's times where, things come up. And, ready to go, and it's like your least expected time. So it's like, hey, the party's just started. And I know there's, times where you're like, I just worked like 8-10 hours. I'm exhausted. I'm not even thinking about it. In fact, I'm going to bed. I'm going to take a drink and go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there have been some cold showers, lonely nights.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going to start crying right. Feel sorry for me, please. Feel.
He's just trying to get sympathy from y'all. So
No, actually, you.
it's not working.
See, that's why I'm getting therapy.
Attention Cannabis Podcast listeners. You can now listen to your favorite cannabis podcast ad-free with the MJ Bulls mobile app. Just download the free MJ Bulls mobile app to your smartphone to start enjoying Cannabis Podcast with no commercials. Go to Apple Apps or Google Play to get the MJ Bulls Cannabis Podcast app today.
For me, it's, I guess because I can't speak for all women, but for women and you have kids and you're working full time and you're not really sleeping well and having, other things going on, it's like, that's like the last thing I'm thinking about, honestly, is having sex.
Well, it's interesting for a man. That's the first thing I'm thinking about.
I know, and I didn't know that.
So that's hard. It's like we're on a different, spectrum now in that as well. So it's like, how do we make the word they say is compromise. How do we meet in the middle? And so where everybody's happy, Yeah.
Cause it's like I know men, you guys think about it daily. I don't know. For me, I really never ever think about sex.
So, well, we're men and
Yeah.
men that testosterone. So that's our fuel. That's our gas in our engine. So,
But I know some women that are like that. Like you just did. Like they said they have daily or.
Really?
Yeah, no. Some women they have to have it, and they especially in a marriage, they're like, oh no, like it can't go. And there's no dry spells, and
Wow.
yeah. So I guess every woman has a different libido or sex drive.
Yes. Tell me more. I'm just like living vicariously through someone else.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if these women are less stressed. Like for me to really enjoy sex and to be relaxed, I have to feel good, like mentally, and be happy. And I mean, there's not gloom and doom, but for most days that's not the case for me.
And I think that has to do with your lack of sleep. I really think that stems from you just not really sleeping through the night completely, because you tend to have some nightmares, or you're just restless. Because I come in the room and I see you're just like tossing and turning. And, you're not in the same position which you were started out. So I'm like, you're not really restful. So when you wake up, you're just as exhausted as when you went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to be completely there.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah,
it's just like, I'm just dragging myself by. I'm 2 cups of coffee in.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
I've seen that, and I've been there too. So I understand. You can't perform. You can't do anything when you're exhausted, especially if you tie in work schedule. You tie in taking care of a child. You tie in also the part of just trying to take care of yourself. It can be a job, and it can be a job as well. So I understand, and I'll work with you. We'll take a look at your calendar and see if we can pencil in some time.
Thanks.
No. Thank you. So, I have a question. Would you have thought twice after we met if you saw your future was going to be like this? Would you have still gone forward? When you say, hindsight is 20/20, or if I would have known this would have been my life, I would have probably not taken that call. I wouldn't have responded, after we met. He's like, yeah, that guy, delete.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, yeah, we have been through some very, hard times. I'm not gonna lie, but I do feel like that's kind of normal in most marriages. I mean, for us, it was kind of squished up in 10 years. Some people have, within 20-year marriages, and then some people have it way worse than us.
Agreed.
Physical abuse, verbal abuse, death. So, if I feel like right now we're on the come up, everybody has their winning season, and I hate the word losing, but there's never going to be a time, and where it's always going to be happy. and it's going to be perfect. And you're going to have money. You're going to have the car. You're going to have everything. It's just not how it is. It's not how life is. And I had to learn that. And that's not what marriage is either. And, I had it pretty good in terms of things before I got married. Like, everything kind of went my way. I got the career I wanted. Didn't really have any deaths or sicknesses growing up. A pretty great childhood. Traveled, did this, did that, had great friends.
Call your own shots.
Called my own shots, did whatever I wanted to do. So I thought that was what life is. You just get what you wanted, for the first 30 years of it for the most part, And then...
You met me. And
well,
it all changed.
Yeah, and things change like very fast. So... it was just, that's how life is. Like, I remember my grandma, rest in peace, she would always say, she says, when people have it good, she's like, oh, nothing ever happened to them. And she's like, not yet. She would always say that. And at first I was like, oh, are you being cynical? But she was right, because no one goes through life
untouched, unscathed,
Yeah.
Clean.
It's just, and even if you think, because now we're in this social media era where everyone just posts, their joys and all kind of stuff on social media, that you think, Susie's having a great marriage or a great life because of her posts. And then you tend to say, well, that's not my life. It's not true. Susie has her problems too, but she's just not posting it, of course, on social media.
Yeah, because nobody wants to really see sadness all the time, because they have sadness within their own life.
Yeah.
So they have that issues going on, and for us too as well. But we will show a balance that will show both, the hard times and the good times, for the most part. That's interesting.
What about you? If you saw, your future, would you change? Would you not do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Prior to meeting you, if I would have thought that, if I would have saw my future that way, I probably wouldn't. I would have probably been like, Nina, you seem like a sweet girl, but yeah, I'm just gonna go this way, because I don't know if I would have been built for it, just to go through that, because there would have been some pain, ups and downs, and to deal with that. It would have been hard. Not so much about the marriage itself. No, it would have been both. Really.
Yeah, it's really both.
Yeah, it's really both. You can't separate one without the other, because it would take a different mindset to deal with that. I would have had to been ready to evolve, and I don't think I was ready to evolve just yet, because I was in the process. Because again, I was seeing other people. Before we started really officially dating, because while we were dating, I was seeing other people because we weren't an item. So it was just like, okay. It wasn't until I decided, like, you know what? I think, she might be the one. I think I'm just going to work on this one. I'm going to, remove other women out of the picture so I can just focus on this. So I'm not thinking of stories to tell why I'm not around, where I'm where I'm going, and things like that. So I'm just like, I didn't want to deal with that. Just me, I try to keep things simple as possible. So, yeah, I think, I probably wouldn't. It's just, again, like I said, because of my mindset at that time, I don't think I would have been prepared to deal with that. Yes. But during the process of going through it, I found out I've evolved anyway. So, but still, I think fairness to you, I want to put you through it.
No, I get it. It's been a lot.
Yes, and you haven't killed me yet.
Yeah. Yet, like my grandma would say.
Yet. Not yet. So, how do you see the future?
I don't know. I just have to you take one day at a time. Like, you can't, I know some people say speak your resistance, and I go back and forth on this. You cannot. No one wouldn't think that we would be in this pandemic. Things are going to happen that you cannot control, and you're not in control of everything. We moving forward, I would hope we have our winning season and get a little bit of respite. But it may not be that way. We don't know. So whatever times that we have together, I just want it to be fun and to make the best of it.
Agreed. You're a road warrior. I give it to you. Because you've been there. You've challenged me more ways than one, which made me for the better. So I really appreciate that and got me stronger in a sense. So I would say, yeah, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to things that we can do together collectively and as a family. Also take on any challenges, because I think we've been through the worst that life has to offer, especially the things we've experienced. So yeah, buddy, it's us, right? Road dog.
Like, I remember we were saying, it's like, I remember when we were in the thick of things and we were, isolating ourselves from friends, from family, because we did have a good period when we were doing that. And we were just like, we have no one else. It's just me and you. We really don't have anyone else. And that's how we felt. So, yeah, it's just you and me.
Yeah, it was. And not to say that there wasn't times where we thought about walking away from each other, too. So we were at that moment where it's just like, yeah, I can't do this. I cannot do this anymore. Every day I'm calling somebody and complaining. She's driving me crazy. I can't take it anymore. I just want to get out. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm swear to God, I'm packing my bags. Come back, get some sleep. You want breakfast? I'm making some eggs. It's like every day is like, this is the day. This is the day. And that day never comes. And it's like, I'm here. But I do appreciate you, and I do appreciate a lot of things that you brought to the table in a sense of this relationship, and your personality, and the smile whenever you smile. And the fact that you have such strong convictions. When you want to do something, you're going to do it, and also the fact that you try to balance this out in ways, especially to take care of that little guy, and we get things done. It's like a partner in business. We get things done.
Yeah, I appreciate you for sticking in and not leaving, because I know that wasn't easy. I appreciate you for the man that you are, and to always looking at the brighter days, even when I could be, I naturally look at the glass half empty, yes, and you look at the glass half full. So that's like a nice balance, and you teach me how to be optimistic when times I don't see it.
Yeah, and you teach me how to be a realist. When shit's not gonna go your way. He's like, dude, accept it.
Yeah. He's like, but I'm like, the odds are against you. So, and we did a lot of great things together already. We impacted people. We hopefully changed lives. So even if it may not be hundreds, but one or two, that's huge.
Yeah.
We made a difference. We were able to stand for something.
That's true. We've learned to do a lot. Things that I don't think either one of us would expect to be doing. And you trusted it and you went with it. You could have stopped at any time like, no, this is not me. This is not how I was raised. I don't do this. But you was like, no. And you stood up. And, we push each other, motivate each other to do things. So I appreciate you. I love you. And looking forward to the next 10 years. Patiently.
I love you too. Happy anniversary, love.
Yeah, happy anniversary to you too. All right, guys. We want to say thank you for tuning in. For those who are having any anniversaries for the month of September.
It's a very popular month, I know, to get married. So,
yes.
Happy anniversary to all our September, October weddings.
Yes, congrats. Hang in there, work together, and just, keep the peace and keep the faith.
Yeah, and laugh. See, I'm going to try to laugh more.
I tell you jokes every day.
I laugh at funny jokes.
You know what? That's not even right.
Anyway.
My mama said they're funny. But anyway, guys, thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in another episode of
Love and Cannabis.
I'm Osiris Stephen.
And I'm Nina Simmons.
Be strong.
And stay empowered.
Hi, my name's Mark Rastelli. I'm the CEO of CanTrade. We're the everything business-to-business marketplace for the cannabis and hemp industries. I'm excited today to tell you about our new podcast, Can Trends, where we break down industry metrics and pricing data directly from our platform to give your business an eagle-eye view on what's happening to the products in your industry. If you buy or sell bulk goods in the cannabis or hemp industry, our podcast is a must listen that you can use that week to direct your sales team, to understand where the industry is going, and even figure out what you want to plant next season. Tune in every week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, and we'll give you an eagle-eye view and even a chance to land some new contract opportunities. We hope you join the CanTrade Network, where your business can trade easy.